I love AI. I am super into it. I'm trying to understand it. The chat GPT is fantastic. I type in, what should I tell Bruce that he's wrong about today? It comes in the whole thing.
It automatically delivers that for you. Good to hear.
How much AI do we want in our kids' schools? Because, boy, do we have a good Arizona story, don't we?
Yeah, and this one's got a bunch of moving parts to it, I guess might be a nice way to say it. I got to go down to Marana, just north of Tucson. Marana High School, where parents... all right, are suing their son's school district. Why, you might ask? Well, because he got suspended for typing an email about shooting up the school that he never sent.
He never sent the email.
He didn't send it, but he
wrote
typed it on a school laptop.
And on this school laptop, there is an AI program that flags certain words.
And you can imagine looking for acts of violence.
So, Big Brother, definitely. But in this day and age, I think if you're a parent, I think you like that. I think you like the fact that they have AI that is going to flag certain. I mean, maybe some of you do, maybe some of you don't, but it's going to flag stuff like that. And so this kid's gotten suspended for like a month.
Now, his mom says he was sitting next to me when he did this.
Right.
And he was joking. He was making a song out of it.
Excuse me?
Well, he was or rapping. I'm not 100% sure. He might have been rapping.
Like it was so the backstory is he got a bad grade. Mm-hmm. And so mom says, why don't you write, a letter, not a letter, an email to your teacher and explain, what's going on.
Right.
In this family, grades are big. It sounds like he's a good student.
And so she says, I'm sitting right next to him. He's got the laptop open.
Right. And so he starts to type it out.
Okay.
And, some of the messages, some of the things that he wrote were odd.
He allegedly wrote, Mr., I want to date your sister.
Okay.
While singing, by the way.
He allegedly wrote, Mr., I want to date your sister.
Okay.
By the way, not funny, and I would suspend him for that.
That alone.
That alone. Continue.
While singing aloud to his mom. Then apparently wrote, gang, give me a better grade or I shoot up to school, homie.
Okay, I don't know what's better. The lyrics or him reading them so dry?
Give me a better grade or I shoot up to school, homie.
Homie?
His mother immediately told him to delete the message, which...
Okay, so let's say that he was even going to send this email. He had deleted it.
Right.
But AI already caught him saying something about shooting
Probably
up
shooting in school in a sentence, yeah.
Even in jest, that is a dumb thing to do. I think we can all say
I won't
that.
deny that.
It's pretty stupid. It's like
if that's
it's
the
like
standard.
if you're on a plane and you stand up and say, "Hey, I've got a bomb." Oh, but I'm just kidding.
But if that's the standard, I would be doing hard time for the things I threatened at school, from elementary through 12th grade.
Different time.
But you understand what I'm saying?
Well, it's a different time now.
I was going to kill Dan McGuire at one point.
Well, Dan McGuire was...
Danny might have deserved it, don't get me wrong, but I probably threatened to kill him on more than one occasion.
Okay.
We ended up being friends.
Okay. So they've got this software in some of the laptops.
Yeah.
Okay.
Arizona's family has learned that dozens of school districts across the valley now use some type of monitoring software on their school-issued laptops that will flag an administrator of any words or material related to violence, pornography, or self-harm.
We've had this for a number of years.
Gary Zerback is deputy superintendent of the Deer Valley School District. He says they've been using the AI software for years, and it's been extremely helpful, identifying potential threats and students in crisis.
So I think we've got to go through this step by step. Are you cool with the AI and the laptop computers that these kids get to take home?
It's a school laptop. You should know that they're probably monitoring every keystroke.
Don't you think when they gave it to the kid, they had to
Probably
sign out for it? And
sure.
here's all the fine print?
It's like the Apple end user thing on my phone. I have no idea what I just agreed to.
Of course not, but you know it was in there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think that they give these laptops to the kids and they make sure, listen, don't go on a pornographic website.
I think they're blocked in some cases.
Good.
Like you can't even do it.
Good.
Yeah.
If you're typing something out, and you want to start talking about shooting up a school, we've got the software. They knew the software was on here.
I would.
You don't think so?
But even if they did, I guarantee you he didn't think, well, it's only if I send it. If I don't even send it.
Yeah.
I mean, what's next? If you say it out loud, will the microphone on the laptop hear you say it?
Maybe. Maybe. I know.
Like Alexa? Alexa, play KTAR. Sorry.
Yeah. Now you've ticked off a lot of people.
I try.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the 45 days is a little crazy. I think, once again, you got to go through some common sense here. Does this kid have an issue? Because I don't know the kid. Don't you start from he's serious about shooting a school up, right? And then you go from there, and then you probably feel at the end after you investigate this that he isn't
all right.
a threat.
Yeah, this wasn't,
right.
But you would say there's got to be a case by case application of the rules.
Or is it one of those, zero tolerance? And that's happened for a long time in schools, zero tolerance. Like if you even joke in the hallway, well, I got a gun in my locker, and someone hears it, you're done. You're done. You could get kicked out of school. And listen, we talk about too many school shootings, and the schools are like, we're done with this. Anything that is brought up, anything that has to do with you trying to shoot a school
like this
up.
at all. So here's one of the family's attorney, student's attorney, I guess you would say.
Okay. And we've reached out to the attorney.
Yeah, we hope to get him on. He said there's no indication the school believed the student's speech constituted a threat. A student speaking at home, talking about school violence, cannot be subject to school discipline if the speech does not indicate a threat to the school.
I don't know. That sounds a lot like lawyer
Sounds
talk.
like lawyer
I didn't
talk.
understand
I'm
any
probably
of that stuff.
there's some big words in there. that might stand up in court, buddy.
Yeah. There is.
But where's the line?
There's a First Amendment argument here.
But again, imagine the what do you call it? The microphone on the computer. And the kid's having this conversation with his mom, and the microphone picks it up on the school computer.
All right.
Is that same thing?
Do you have a right to privacy if you're using a school computer?
If I'm typing on it, probably no.
All right.
Probably no.
So the kid typed on it.
Yep.
And got caught.
But didn't send it.
Didn't send it. Erased it.
Shouldn't that is a mitigating factor in this.
I think that if you type up something that you're going to shoot up a school, you're done, man.
It's like when you're
in big trouble.
It's like when you're texting someone and you see the little ... and then it goes away and you're like, okay, well they decided not to send that. That was probably a good idea.
Right. I don't think you can joke about this anymore. I don't think that there's a place for it to be joked about. And that's why AI, and you know what? I got to tell you, a lot of kids are going to see this, and a lot of kids are going to be like, you know what?
I did not know that.
I didn't know that, and I'm going to be more careful. So maybe it's not a horrible deal.
I don't know if it's going to stop somebody from threatening the school. They're just going to know. They're just going to know. Don't type it in the school computer.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not going to deter a school shooter.
No,
but it will deter someone from messing around or joking
about it,
or saying something in jest about taking a gun to school or shooting it up.
I think a week suspension would have been okay.
I'd go with a week. I could do a week.
45 days seems excessive.
I think they wanted to make a point. This is not allowed, and even if you say it in jest, you're going to be suspended for a long time. And now the mom is suing the school.
Right, the family, they're suing the heck out of them. We've reached out to the attorneys. Hopefully we'll get a chance maybe to talk to them and hear them explain it to us. Maybe not in legal speak. Maybe in real humans' words. We'll try to get them on a little bit later. We have a situ here in Arizona. We got to go down just north of Tucson. Marana is the area. And it takes us to the story of a student, a kid, who, at least according to his parents, was making a joke email that included a threat to the school, alluded to some sort of a shooting. The student never sent the email.
Correct.
His mother said, deleted it right there. I was standing next to him.
He wrote, gang, give me a better grade or I shoot up the school homie.
She says it was a joke. He immediately deleted it.
Okay.
But it was on a school-provided laptop, which has an AI program built into it, software built into it, and flagged it as a threat. a threat to the school.
Yeah, he got suspended 45 days. And mom is suing the school.
They're doing what they do. Joining us right now is the family's attorney, Aaron Bauman. Aaron, how are you today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
So I hope we kind of laid out the story factually as much as we can. Is there any latitude in the school? I mean, the idea that his mother claims she was standing there, that it was a joke, they never sent it. Do they have any grace or ability to take a look at things like that?
They have the ability to take a look at it, but what's clear in this case is that when the school took a look at it, there was no threat there. So you laid out the facts pretty well, but there are a couple of details that you omitted. One is that this student was typing jokes in front of his mother. The first joke he typed was, Mr. I want to date your sister. His mom said, hey, delete that. He deleted it. The second joke he typed was, skibbity toilet, my grade is in the toilet. She said, delete that. He deleted it. The third joke he typed was what you said, gang, give me a better grade or I shoot up to school, homie. And as soon as the principal of the school talked to the student's mom, she knew that there was no threat there. So that's where the line is drawn, is where there is no threat. The school can't suspend a student for speaking at home in a way that had no impact on the school.
Aaron, is there something that the student or mom or dad had to sign for a school-issued laptop? Like, did they have to sign something that said, we won't go to certain websites, we won't say this, we won't type out things like this? And did the parents also know that there was an AI monitoring software on the school-issued laptop?
They didn't know that there was an AI monitoring software on the laptop. And that's one of the important things that they want the public to know about this, is that students are being monitored. And some people might think, well, that's obvious, but it's really not. If you consider the time that students spend on their devices and really the intrusiveness of this kind of monitoring. And so importantly, not only are students being monitored, but if schools have this kind of zero tolerance policy where AI can effectively determine when a student speaks at home in a way that's disfavorable to the district, and the school district can then discipline the student for that at-home speech, that's where the problem lies.
Yeah, because, I was trying to play this out in my head. Again, we're talking to the family attorney, Aaron Bauman, that a lot of computers have microphones. So what if they were talking about this, or he was saying it out loud and it was picked up by a school laptop? I mean, at what point is it a free speech issue?
That's exactly right. I mean, there's what's important here is that the student didn't send this email to anybody at the school.
Never hit send.
Right. He didn't send anything. The school only knew about this because of this AI surveillance. And you're exactly right. Nothing would be different about this case if the laptop had Siri or some equivalent audio monitoring software installed and listened to the student at home. Mm-hmm. And so that's really why the First Amendment requires these very careful, fine determinations of when individuals' rights are violated. Because if you're not careful, then all of a sudden government regulation has gone too far.
Mr. Bauman, do you think that any punishment is warranted, or do you think that this was completely a joke, blown out of proportion, and it should have never gotten that far?
The school should have responded appropriately and proportionately. So we don't claim that the school shouldn't have acknowledged receipt of this notification from the AI software, and then called the mom, talked to the student, realized there was nothing there, and maybe talked to the student about appropriate use of technology. All of that would have been reasonable. But what they did is they suspended him, like you said, for 45 days for violating their threat and intimidation policies. So they didn't distinguish between what he did and what would be an actual threat that put the school's students' lives and safety at risk.
So a student from Marana High School suspended for typing an email threat. He never sent it. It was about shooting up the school. I think if you look at it,
a series of jokes. If you look at it in context,
it looks kind of like I am joking. Mom said no, delete it. Right now, we're talking to one of the attorneys for the family, Aaron Bauman. So, what was after this happened? What was the conversation with principal, mom, dad, and this boy?
Yeah, so the conversation between mom and principal was that principal called mom. Mom told principal, I was with my son when this happened. He was joking. I understand that school violence is serious, but mom explained to the principal immediately the context. The principal said, I'll get back to you later. Later in the day, the principal called back and almost apologetically said, we're suspending your son for an initial 10 days to be followed by a long-term suspension hearing that could lead to a longer suspension. At every step after that, from the long-term suspension hearing to multiple appeals that the family filed with the district before this current lawsuit, the school district acknowledged that they effectively have a no-tolerance policy for any speech anywhere about school shootings and school violence. The principal had in fact acknowledged this previously in an email to the entire student body. And so at this long-term suspension hearing, the student was really lectured by the school district that it's just not okay to talk about this, with no acknowledgement that the student was at home with his mom and that this speech didn't affect the school at all.
So do you think the school is like, listen, if we don't respond to this, if we don't suspend him, and he actually does something and ends up, I know it wasn't going to happen, but we'd be in
if we didn't do right, I see what you're saying.
So like they're looking at the legal side of this, and they're saying like if we don't suspend him, even though we don't think he's going to threaten or shoot the school up, but if there's a half a chance percent that he would actually go and do it and then did it, and we knew that he had this in writing and we knew about it, we are in huge trouble. Do you think that's what they're feeling?
It could be, but that doesn't change the fact that the school has to take careful consideration of these students' lives holistically, right? They're responsible certainly for protecting student safety when they're on campus.
Right.
But one of the things that I think this lawsuit brings to light is that protecting students is important, but sacrificing any other consideration for what we think is really an illusion of safety, because we don't know if this AI monitoring, especially the way it's used, really detects actual threats, or it detects a lot of stuff like this.
It detects words.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And so
Right.
what we're saying is we care about student safety, but we also care about students' rights, and we need to know as a public what rights we're giving up for what we think is this illusion of safety.
Hear, hear. Fight the good fight. Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
That's Aaron Bauman, attorney for the family of this boy down in Marana, suspended for 45 days for typing an email he did not send.
It was a school-issued laptop.
I understand the gray in here. I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Thanks for watching Outspoken with Bruce and Gatos. Tap to watch more from KTAR News and click the button in the middle to subscribe.